The gacha system. Some people hate it, some people love it. So in this video, I will be testing out Arknights Endfield's new gacha system and seeing what I get to hopefully show you all why I believe it is the best gacha system out right now in 2025. Okay, so hopping straight into this, I have around 90 to 100 pulls today. It only took me like 2 days to get all this, which for a gacha game is really quick. If this was Genshin in 2 days, I'd barely have 10 wishes, honestly. So that's already a great start. I do have around 20 pulls for the weapon banner, as I should be able to get more of these when actually pulling. I already do have the limited character itself, so we're not really after her in particular. We just want to see like how many 6 stars we actually get, is that pretty much the main goal of this. Okay, so just like in most gachas, it does tell you the details of the limited banner before you start pulling on it. 50-50 chance, obviously, just like most games have. But what's actually quite interesting about Endfield compared to games like Gacha or like Wuthering Waves, if you lose to 50-50, you don't actually lose to another 6-star. You lose and get a 5-star, which is really tough in my opinion. Like if you lose a 6-star 50-50, you should get another 6-star. Okay, so this is like post-edit Kess right now. I just realized I completely misread all of this. It actually doesn't mean any of that. It means the 6-star you receive is like 50% off being like the banner basically, and then any 5-star you receive have a 50% chance of being, again, whoever's upped on the banner. So it doesn't have anything to do with each other. If you lose a 6-star 50-50, you will also get a 6-star. And yeah, just ignore all of the just yap I just babbled on. Base drop rate 0.8%, pretty tough, honestly. 8% for the 5 stars and then 91% for the 4 stars. So you pretty much always get 4 stars. But yeah, I'd say like in particular, I'm probably after like Yvonne and Ember, as they're the only two I don't have. But yeah, let's just hop straight into a temple. Right, I think I am only like 40 pulls off actually reaching hard pity, so that's fine anyway. Okay. 3 5-stars starting off. That's actually pretty nice.
Great. I'm the pet.
I am Idris. Call sign is Arknight.
Greetings, Administrator. I knew I'd find you here.
Okay, so that's like pretty much how the wishing goes if you just haven't saw the wishing at Endfield yet. As you can tell, you do get a lot of duplicates, especially for 4 stars. For some reason, we didn't get a single 5-star duplicate, but that also happens quite a lot, as you can probably tell. Also, you can skip the animation, like, literally completely. So you don't have to sit through it if you don't want. Personally, I don't think you should really use 5 or 4 stars if you have the option of 6 stars, as I don't know if it's just because we haven't discovered, like, a meta yet or anything, but I've just found 6 stars to be so much more powerful, and then 4 and 5 stars, that's not even really close. It's not to say that you can't use those characters if they're your favorite, it's just, personally, I'd just rather always run 6 stars, it's just easier. Ooh, I think that's a 6-star actually. Well, yeah, because it's like flashbanging the screen, so I'm like 80% sure. So that's an early pull, literally. Okay, yep, so yeah, first 6-star. Ooh, okay.
Reporting for duty. The pact with Enfield dictates that I shall obey your command from this moment forth.
So we got Ember. That's actually pretty decent because that's the one I wanted. So we'll have a look at her at the end, see if we get anyone else. Okay, so yeah, it's pretty a noticeable difference. Like, it's kind of hard to tell when like they're actually coming down from like the little pods when they're wishing, but it obviously does flashbang on the screen when you get a 6-star, which is kind of unfortunate. Okay, so after you pull a 6-star, it is important to note that you literally shoot all your pity back up. So now if I wanted the limited character again, I'd have to obviously wish 70 times, which is standard for most games, but if you haven't played like a gacha before, I'm just telling you. So nothing too great. Like obviously we got 5 stars, but like I said before, I'm not really too fussed about 5 stars. Right, and this is our last standard one, I think. And then we just have the weapon banners. Okay, so I am kind of seeing a theme of we just get this, like 2 5-stars pretty much every temple, which I don't know if that's supposed to be like that or if I'm just getting maybe lucky, because every 10 attempts you should get a 5-star or better operator. So every 10 pulls you should get a 5-star or maybe a 6-star. So I think pulling 2 is just slightly orangey. But before I jump into the weapon banners, I just wanted to mention that you can literally choose between around 5 6-star weapons to choose from, and you can buy one outright to get a guarantee for 2,500. Or you can just pull on the limited time sale ones, or the catalog ones to actually choose the weapon you want, which unlike games like Genshin for instance, which have you just lock choose on one and then you have a high chance to get it, or you're just going to lose the 50-50, with these, you're pretty much guaranteed it after 80 pulls, which is really great, honestly. And that's not even to mention that after every 40 pulls, which is obviously, I think would be around 12,000 of currency, you're guaranteed a 6-star weapon, which is also just huge. So I definitely think Enfield done a great job on this weapon banner, as it just feels so much smoother and fair compared to games like Genshin, which feels just so luck-based that it's not even fun to pull on, you know? But anyway, let's hop straight into these. I will be going for this one as I need Detonation Unit for Gilberta, as I think it's her best weapon, as it has like nature damage and corrosion, and my Gilberta pretty much does nature and corrosion as long as that's just on the correct team. But yeah, enough yap, let's just go into this. So it is a different banner, that is like a good thing to note. So I'd say everything about the weapon banner is actually different from the animation going into it to the actual end screen of it. It's very different compared to the actual like limited time banners, for instance. But yeah, every 10 pulls is guaranteed at least a 5-star weapon, so you're never going to get like 10 4-stars in a row, which is also really great. I do think they actually nailed this weapon part of the game really, really well, and I think Enfield needs some credit for that, honestly. And also, one thing to note, unlike characters, when it comes to weapons, I think all weapons can actually be viable on any character as long as it's like the correct buffs, basically. Like for instance, if you needed crit rate really bad, and you had some sort of like gun support in your team, this would be really great because that's 50% more damage after using your ult. Which let's use like someone from Genshin. Let's use Kazuha as an example. If he had this weapon, right? Obviously it's guns, so he would just shoot people, but ignore that fact. If Kazuha or someone like Kazuha had this weapon, they would literally ult and then give your entire team 50% more damage. Which, imagine that on someone in this game, that would be huge. Obviously, there isn't enough to tell right now because it is a beta, so all the characters might not be out yet, and in the future it would be a lot better, but right now, it's hard to tell. But the potential for weapon growth is actually there. Okay, so I think this one is guaranteeing us a 6-star, because every 4 issue attempts give at least one piece of 6-star or better, so I'm going to presume this is a 6-star. Okay, yeah, it definitely is. Okay, let's just skip through the 4 stars. Oh, I don't actually have this one either. So it's a great sword. That could go really well on Ember, who we also just got before, which is huge. So it looks like it's real physical damage based though. I think Ember uses pyro or whatever it's called in this game, like heat damage. So I don't know if this would be her best weapon in slot, but you know, it's a free 6-star weapon, so I'm not going to complain. But yeah, so you are guaranteed a 6-star every 40 pulls, which is actually really good, honestly. And the currency isn't even that hard to get. Like, every time you pull on the normal banner, you literally get some of the currency. Like, yeah, the source of this is literally just pulling normally, and then just rewards. And you can also exchange it for, like, this little stuff as well. So, obviously, you pull with just this normal Aura Barrel stuff, or whatever it's called. And then you can exchange that for Arsenal if you're trying to target a weapon banner. So you can actually choose between them, which is really great, but you can't obviously revert that. I would say one thing to note though, there is no history feature, which I have saw a few streamers talking about. Like, there is literally no history at all, so I can't exactly go back and show you guys what I got the entire time, which I definitely think these you need to add in like the actual open game. So yeah, that's pretty much the wish in Endfield. If it does change when the full game comes out, I'll make another video on it, but I just wanted to like show you guys how it actually works and what the different systems are in it. Which I definitely think the weapon banner is near perfect. I think it's really rewarding and actually really beneficial to free-to-play and whale players who actually just want to wish on it. The character ones, aside like adding a history thing, I do think it's nice having being able to pull, maybe lower the pity slightly, but honestly, it'll all depend on how much of the currency you can get when the full game releases. Because right now, they're gifting us free wishes, we can easily pull 10 pulls like at least once every 3 hours if you're playing. It's not hard to gather wishes right now, but if that changes when the full game releases, we could have some bit of a problem with like the pity and stuff. But if I had to rate this gacha system on a scale of like 1 to 10 for instance, I'd definitely say it's an 8.5. Compared to games like Genshin and maybe Wuwa, like Zenless Zone Zero, all of those, it's like, I definitely think it's way better than. But there are some changes I would personally make, or at least have altercations in to make them a bit better, which is obviously the history, just lower in pity, having more than one limited time character banner as well. Just small things like that is like kind of expected, which this game just doesn't have for some reason. But yeah, since I'm literally being kicked off the game, I may as well see you guys next time. So bye bye.